What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. The Acolyte. It's come and gone. Everyone's made their videos about it. It was what it was. Was it as bad as I thought it was going to be? No, actually. It was still horrible, and it did a lot of the affronts that I thought, but it was not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. I know. Shocking. That being said, I don't really desire a second season, as funny as that would be, and I think we probably got more money and ratings than they actually did with the Acolyte, just talking and making videos about it and the streaming, and certainly had a lot more fun with you fun people on streams and all that. But either way, the campaign for a second season has begun. And here's Leslye Headland herself, of course. Who else is going to start doing this? Begging the Acolyte viewers, if only she had begged them to watch. And I'm assuming she means Disney tourist fans that she's begging to launch a social media campaign for a second season, because God knows that's not going to happen on its own. She is going to have to ask someone to start it, and it might have worked. We'll talk about that. But so the Acolyte showrunner Leslye Headland begging viewers of the show to launch social media campaign in order to convince Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company to greenlight a second season. Now, before we even do this, I've said on streams, and I've been agreed with by people much smarter than I, that it will get a second season if she asks for one. For nothing else, it doesn't matter that the ratings are horrible. It doesn't matter if anything else. It doesn't matter if the word of mouth is horrible. If they were to cancel it, we, the toxic, racist bigots that they think we are, would be proven correct. They can't prove us correct. It would mean their ideology is incorrect, and so on and so forth. And so we will be getting gay Star Wars continuing.
The gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you bracing yourself?
Star Wars. Not the
It's pretty gay, let's be honest.
So she went on a press tour, and so her first step was Collider. This Maggie Lovett. Oh my God, some of her. This is where Maggie, among some of the other fun things, talked to us about the dark side cave in The Last Jedi that she and all her friends at Collider think represents the vagina. They called it the moist, dark cave hole. Yeah. And she was also the one to say that she thinks the lightsabers are phallic and represent penises. So, yeah, Maggie, great person over there at Collider. Just shows you the type of content you're going to get. So she was asked, shifting gears, one of the most popular questions that I got to ask you from Twitter was, what do fans need to do to ensure that we get a season 2? You need to go to the tall trees and sacrifice to the Moloch owl god in Minecraft and ask them for a season 2. No. Headland replied, truly an online support and love you can send to the show. It's a little tricky because of the way that internet works, but if you enjoyed the show and you want to see more of the story, any support that you can give to the show on social media platforms would be super helpful. Yeah, because it's not exactly getting people screaming from the hilltops that it's great. She continued, sending love to the cast too. You've seen what Hayden Christensen went through. Yeah. Quite a different story. Keep his name out your mouth. He's getting the love now too, but give the love now if you enjoyed the performances. Even if you were kind of like whatever on the show, if you enjoyed the performances, get on their show. Oh, see how she tried to get me? Yeah. Nope. Then she says, encourage your friends to watch the show. Why would I do that to my friends? Stop that. A lot of my work has been word of mouth. Yeah, very open secrets about your word of mouth. Anyway, we were talking about the review bombing. Yeah, so now you're encouraging review bombing in the other way. You're fortification boosting. So just telling people don't pay attention to the IMDb scores until they're good. If they were good, you would be telling people to pay attention. If you enjoyed it, tell people. Yeah. If you enjoyed it, tell people. It just turns out shockingly not that many people enjoyed it, so they aren't telling people. It seems that is sort of basic, but I think that's what's interesting is that nowadays, if you like a show, you are very rarely going to go online and be like, I like this show. No. If I liked the show, I would go on. I've been blowing The Gentleman. By the way, I'll tell you, if you haven't heard me say it before, The Gentleman on Netflix. Holy hell. Go watch it. 10 out of 10. The show, not the movie, even though the movie's good too. Guy Ritchie, real good. You ever heard of him? Small little creator. Kidding. Love it. Then stated, you just watch it and move on. That's what she's talking about, things that are good. You watch it, you move on. Maybe you mentioned it to somebody over dinner and be like, oh, I just binged this show. It was fun. Lee Jung-jae is an awesome actor. No, bitch, if you're referencing Squid Game, that's why it became popular, because everyone was talking it online. So she just She just referenced something that invalidates the original thing she said. By the way, I know this is already happening, even though I'm not online. People have been sending me fun tweets and beautiful artwork. Yeah, I got some fun tweets I could send you. Headland previously revealed that season 2 has not been greenlit. Yeah, in her interview with the Nerdist. So yeah, still not greenlit. We'll see. Like I said, I do believe it would be if they wanted. Headland informed Entertainment Weekly again in June that she did not know if a second season would be greenlit. I'll tell you and this is where she said, and I will give her respect on this one, even if she was like pretending to not know that she would get a second season if she wanted, where she essentially said what George Lucas said, and that put everything into the first one, not knowing. That's why there was a Death Star in 2 movies, because it was supposed to be just a Return of the Jedi. He didn't know if he'd get a Return of the Jedi, so he put it in A New Hope. And Leslye, apparently, even though I still think she did not really wrap up anything, she says she put everything into that first season. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess if she didn't get a second season, what would really be the cliffhanger? Plagueis being creepy. Look, we know how that ends. Regardless, his experiments, because Leslye might have think that she created Anakin, or that Plagueis created Anakin. He didn't. So his experiments fail. Anakin is the chosen one, created by the Force, not through any virginces or Force witches, and not split between 2 bodies. So, yeah, I can live without a second season, even if I think it'll get one if she wants it. And that being said, if they go by viewing numbers, it ain't going well, according to Nielsen. And for fuck this, thank you to shout out to Rossi, one of Star Wars Theory's devs that shows up to Badger Cast and Inside the Badger Den and other Nerd Wars stuff too. The first 12 weeks of the show, I mean, look at that. Look at these fucking numbers as far as these are minutes watched. It's 5.5 weeks of data in 12 weeks of show. You look at Mandalorian season 3 comparative, 6.5 billion minutes watched to not even the 1.5. It's not boding well. Does not boding well. And that being said, the average audience score has gone up. We saw it at an all-time low of 31. Average tomato meter is going down, interestingly enough, even though it's not gone below 80, and it never had. The average now went from 13, 14, 15, all the way now to 17. So we're doing a little bit of natural... it's going to live rent-free in my head forever. We are doing a little bit of natural balancing, but we'll see. I will be very interested to see what word of mouth is on the Acolyte going forward. If it just drops off a cliff, if the only people actually talking about this is us, the people watching it and making fun of it, and once we stop, it's just going to be those bots that Master of TDS puts up on collages of great show, and they all say the same thing. Either way, let me know what you think of this. Make sure to like, share, and sub. And
yes.
I'll say
He vatored.
if Grace doesn't like it, we're all doomed. Anyway.
Well, bye.